Hello, everyone, and welcome to my podcast. I am very happy you're here with me today. In this new series, we will learn English through a very simple and useful topic at the bus stop. This is a situation that many people experience every day when they travel to school, work, or different places. A bus stop is a place where people wait for a bus. Buses are public transport. They help people move around the city easily and cheaply. Many people use buses every day because they do not have a car or because the bus is more convenient in busy cities. When you arrive at a bus stop, you usually see a small sign, a bench, and sometimes a shelter. The shelter protects people from rain, wind, or sun. There is also a timetable or schedule that shows when the bus arrives. Some bus stops also have digital screens that show real-time information about buses. Now, let's imagine a simple situation. I arrive at the bus stop in the morning. I'm going to school or work. I check the timetable to see when my bus comes. I look around and see other people waiting. Some people are standing and some are sitting on the bench. Everyone is waiting quietly or talking softly. Waiting for the bus is a normal part of daily life. Sometimes the bus comes on time, but sometimes it can be late. If the bus is late, people usually wait patiently. They check their phones, listen to music, or talk to friends. It is important to stay calm and not worry. Now let's learn some useful words for this situation. Bus stop, a place where buses stop. Bus driver, the person who drives the bus. Ticket, something you buy to travel. Timetable/schedule, information about bus times. Platform/stop sign, the place where you wait. Here are some simple sentences you can use. I am waiting for the bus. The bus is coming soon. Where's the bus stop? My bus is late today. I go to school by bus. Sometimes at the bus stop, people meet friends or neighbors. They say hello and talk about their day. For example, they can say, "Good morning. Are you waiting for the same bus?" These small conversations help people feel more connected in the city. It is also important to be polite at the bus stop. People should wait in line and not push others. If the bus is full, sometimes you need to wait for the next one. Patience is very important when using public transport. Now I want you to imagine yourself at a bus stop. What do you see? Is it busy or quiet? Is the weather sunny, rainy, or cold? What do you do while waiting for the bus? We will continue our topic at the bus stop, and now we will focus on what happens when the bus arrives, how people get on the bus, and how they buy or use a ticket. Let's start from the moment when the bus is coming. When people are waiting at the bus stop, they usually watch the road. At some point, they see the bus in the distance. It slowly comes closer, and then it stops at the bus stop. People become ready to enter the bus. Some people stand up from the bench, others move closer to the door, and everyone waits for their turn. When the bus stops, the doors open. First, people usually let passengers get off the bus. This is very important because it keeps everything organized and safe. After that, people can get on the bus one by one. In many countries, there's a line and passengers enter in order. It is important to be polite and patient. Now let's talk about tickets. A ticket is proof that you have paid for your trip. There are different ways to get a ticket. In some places, you can buy a paper ticket from a machine or from a driver. In other places, people use electronic cards or mobile apps. For example, you can tap a card when you enter the bus, and the system automatically pays for your trip. When you get on the bus, you may need to show your ticket or scan your card. The driver or a ticket machine checks it. After that, you can find a seat or stand if the bus is full. In busy cities, buses can be crowded, especially in the morning and evening when many people go to work or school. Inside the bus, there are many things you can see. There are seats, windows, handrails, and sometimes screens that show the next stops. People usually sit quietly, listen to music, read books, or look at their phones. Some people talk softly with friends, but most passengers try to stay calm and relaxed. Now, let's learn some useful words for this situation. Board the bus, to get on the bus. Get off the bus, to leave the bus. Fare/ticket price, the money you pay for travel. Valid ticket, a ticket that is correct and can be used. Seat, a place where you sit on the bus. Now let's practice some simple sentences. The bus is arriving now. Please wait in line. I show my ticket to the driver. I find a seat on the bus. I travel to school by bus every day. Sometimes people feel nervous when they take the bus for the first time, especially in a new city. But it is actually very simple. You just need to know where you're going, wait at the correct stop, and follow the signs. Most bus systems are easy to understand. Now think about this. Have you ever traveled by bus alone? Did you buy a ticket or use a card? How did you feel when you got on the bus? We will talk about what happens during the bus ride. We will learn about life inside the bus, passenger behavior, and common situations while traveling. After you get on the bus and find your seat or standing place, the journey begins. The bus slowly moves away from the bus stop and continues along its route. A bus route is the path that the bus follows, stopping at different places in the city. Each stop has a name, and passengers get off when they reach their destination. Inside the bus, the atmosphere is usually calm. Many people are quiet. Some passengers sit and look out of the window. Others use their phones, listen to music, or read books. Some people are thinking about their day, school, or work. Bus travel can be a good time to relax for a few minutes. The bus can sometimes be crowded, especially during rush hours. Rush hours are the times when many people travel at the same time, usually in the morning and evening. During these times, there are many passengers standing close together. People hold handrails or poles to stay safe while the bus is moving. Now let's talk about bus stops during the journey. The bus stops many times. At each stop, the doors open and some passengers get off while others get on. The bus driver announces stops, or there may be a screen showing the next stop. It is important for passengers to pay attention so they do not miss their stop. Sometimes people talk to the bus driver or ask questions. For example, a passenger might ask, "Does this bus go to the city center, or where should I get off at the train station?" Bus drivers usually give simple answers and help passengers find the right place. Now let's learn some useful words for the bus ride. Route, the path the bus follows. Stop, a place where the bus stops. Rush hour, busy time when many people travel. Handrail, something you hold for balance. Destination, the place where you want to go. Now let's practice some simple sentences. I am on the bus now. The bus is moving through the city. I listen to music during the ride. I get off at the next stop. The bus is very crowded today. It is important to behave politely on the bus. People should not shout or disturb others. It is also important to give seats to elderly people, pregnant women, or people with small children. These small actions show respect and kindness. Now imagine yourself on a bus. Are you sitting by the window or standing? What do you see outside? Is the bus quiet or busy? We will talk about common problems on the bus and how to handle different travel situations. When we use public transport, sometimes small problems can happen, and it is useful to know how to react in simple and calm ways. Let's start with a very common problem. The bus is late. Sometimes the bus does not arrive on time because of traffic, weather, or road problems. When this happens, people usually wait patiently at the bus stop. They may check their phones, look at the timetable, or ask other passengers if they know when the bus is coming. It is important not to panic because delays are normal in big cities. Another situation is missing the bus. This can happen if you arrive at the bus stop too late or if the bus leaves quickly. If you miss your bus, you simply wait for the next one. Most bus routes have regular schedules, so another bus will come soon. Some people feel frustrated, but it is important to stay calm and plan the next step. Now let's talk about getting on a wrong bus. Sometimes people are not sure about the route and take the wrong bus by mistake. If this happens, the best solution is to get off at the next stop and check the correct route again. You can look at a map, use a phone app, or ask the bus driver or other passengers for help. Most people are friendly and willing to help. Another problem is not knowing where to get off. This is very common for new passengers or tourists. In this case, it is useful to listen carefully to announcements or watch the screens inside the bus. You can also ask the driver, "Can you tell me when we arrive at the city center?" This is a simple and polite question. Sometimes buses can be very crowded. When this happens, passengers may need to stand close together. It can feel uncomfortable, but it is normal during rush hours. In this situation, people should hold the handrails and stay balanced. It is also important to keep personal space as much as possible and be polite to others. Now let's talk about lost items. Sometimes people forget things on the bus like a phone, bag, or umbrella. If this happens, you should contact the bus company or lost and found service as soon as possible. Many cities have systems to help people find their lost items. Now, let's learn some useful sentences for these situations. The bus is late today. I missed my bus. Which bus goes to the city center? Can you help me, please? I think I'm on the wrong bus. These simple phrases are very helpful when traveling in a city. They help you solve problems quickly and communicate with others. Now I want you to imagine, what would you do if your bus is late or you miss it? Have you ever been on the wrong bus? How did you solve the situation? We will talk about different types of buses and other forms of public transport in a city. This will help you understand how people travel in modern cities and how transport systems work. Let's start with the most common type, the city bus. City buses are used for short and medium distances inside the city. They stop very often, sometimes every few minutes. These buses are very useful for going to school, work, shops, or the city center. Most people use them every day because they are cheap and easy to use. Now let's talk about express buses. Express buses are faster because they do not stop at every bus stop. They only stop at important places like big stations or main roads. This makes travel quicker, especially for long distances inside a big city. Express buses are useful when you need to save time. In some cities, there are also night buses. Night buses run late in the evening or during the night when normal buses are not working. They are very important for people who work late or travel at night. Night buses usually come less often, but they help people get home safely. Now let's talk about double-decker buses. These buses have 2 floors. People can sit on the lower or upper level. The upper level is popular because you can see the city better from the window. Double-decker buses are often used in large cities and are also popular with tourists. Besides buses, cities often have other types of transport like trams, trains, and metro systems. A tram moves on tracks in the city streets. A metro is an underground train that moves very fast and does not stop at traffic lights. These transport systems help millions of people travel every day. Sometimes people use combined transport. This means they take more than one type of transport in one journey. For example, a person may take a bus to the metro station, then take the metro to work. This is very common in big cities. Now let's learn some useful vocabulary. City bus, a bus that travels inside the city. Express bus, a faster bus with fewer stops. Night bus, a bus that runs at night. Metro, an underground train system. Transfer, changing from one transport to another. Now let's practice some simple sentences. I take the city bus every day. The express bus is very fast. I use the metro to go to work. I travel by different types of transport. The night bus helps me go home late. Public transport is very important in modern cities. It helps reduce traffic, saves money, and is better for the environment. Many people prefer buses and metro systems instead of using cars. Now think about this. What type of transport do you use most often? Have you ever been on a double-decker bus or metro? Which transport do you like the most? In this last part, We'll talk about travel tips, safety rules, and how to be a smart and responsible passenger when using buses and public transport. Let's start with planning your trip. Before you go to the bus stop, it is very important to know your route. You should check the bus number, the direction, and the time. Many people use mobile apps or online maps to plan their journey. When you plan your trip, you feel more confident and you do not get lost. Now let's talk about being on time. Buses usually follow a schedule, so it is important to arrive at the bus stop a few minutes early. If you come late, you may miss your bus and need to wait for the next one. Being on time helps you travel without stress. Safety is also very important. When you're at the bus stop, you should always stand in a safe place, away from the road. You should not run near moving buses. When the bus arrives, wait until it stops completely before you get on. Inside the bus, always hold the handrail if you're standing, especially when the bus is moving. Now let's talk about being polite and respectful. A good passenger always respects other people. You should not push when entering the bus. You should wait your turn. If the bus is crowded, try to give space to others. It is also kind to offer your seat to elderly people, pregnant women, or passengers with children. Another important tip is keeping your belongings safe. Always keep your bag, phone, and wallet close to you. In crowded buses, it is easy to lose small items. If you bring headphones or a phone, be careful not to forget them when you leave the bus. Now let's talk about communication on the bus. If you're not sure where to go, you can ask simple questions like, is this the right bus for the city center? Can you tell me what my stop is? Most people are friendly and will help you. It is important to speak politely and say please and thank you. Now let's learn some final useful phrases. I'm going to the bus stop. This is my stop. Please tell me when to get off. I am planning my trip. I travel safely by bus. Let's also remember the most important ideas from this series. Plan your trip before you travel. Be on time at the bus stop. Stay safe and calm. Be polite to other passengers. Take care of your belongings. Public transport is a very important part of city life. It helps people move easily, saves money, and is good for the environment. If you know how to use it pravilno, your travel becomes simple and stress-free. Now I want to ask you one final question. Do you feel confident using buses in a city? What is the most important rule for you when traveling? Thank you very much for listening to the whole series at the bus stop. Keep practicing your English and see you next time.
Write a comment. 3 best comments get 20 English lessons completely free.